Hello, everybody, and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, let me introduce myself. My name is Jules. My pronouns are he, him. I'm a commercial food photographer and stylist and author. I always want to say soon to be published cookbook author because I had been saying that for so long. But no, now I am a published author. And I am sorry again for having to cancel last week because of a migraine. But I have some exciting news. Yeah, before I get to that, let me tell you what we do here every single Saturday. We sit and we chat, and we either plan our week or a month or set up our journals. Some people do art, some people do meal planning, some people just listen to me yammer in the background. While they do chores or whatever, kind of like what people do when they're doing podcasts. I'm not really sure that I'm interesting enough for that. But that is what some people do. And some people watch this later on replay. Today, what I'm doing is I am setting up the month of July, as the title says, but I'm also setting up my writing schedule for July because Wednesday night it finally happened after a long wait. Some of you know I got the green light from my agent to write the YA, contemporary YA that I had been working on for a bit and then put on hold until I got that green light from, or red light. If my agent red lit it, then I would have self-published eventually. But yeah, so I need to, because of a self-imposed deadline, finish the book by the end of July, and we're hoping to get it polished up enough for it to go out on sub in the fall, maybe, hopefully. I don't know. All I know is that I handed in my first 5 chapters for them to read. They told me it was very, very good, that it has a great voice. The writing is very good. I made them very like expressive in the comments of the manuscript, and they're normally not expressive that way. So that was nice. It has me doubting my. I'm internalized trauma is like they're lying to me. This is horrible. I need to start over from scratch. So I'm fighting against that. But yeah, so that's that. And I realized today also, my first week of staycation, I didn't do any of the catching up in here that I wanted to do. Surprise, surprise. So that's a goal for the second half because I'll also be setting up the days for July to December, to the second half of 2023. Um, so I'm hoping I'm more consistent, especially now that I have actually like a big project to work on again. Um, So, like, I haven't even done my social media account since March. That's how like, so much I've been out of my um, planners. Anomic is hello, stopping by, but they are traveling, so their internet is spotty. They will watch on the replay. Awesome. Enjoy your travels. Hopefully, you stay safe. Um, Also, I went to like pull my supplies that I needed for today, and all my I don't have any tabs left. I don't know how that happened. So I had to order the last 5 sets of them on Amazon because I'm not having that happen again. So let's start off with doing my month in advance. Oh, I'm so excited. Solange is here again saying hello, feeling better. Yes, thank you. Um, Better and excited for July. So let's first start July with putting in birthdays and anniversaries. Also, apparently, I had to look in my life book for this. On July 6th is my 10-year wedding anniversary. And I don't know how that happened. Like that's a lie. Um, this is like a big lie as far as I'm concerned. So personal time, LCG. Yeah, that's not what I'm looking for. It's one of these. We're not doing anything special because that's not the type of people we are. But it is one of those things. I had OneDrive does like back in the day or like look back like a looking back on this day thing with images. And it was also my oldest 10-year graduation anniversary this past week, which was like, excuse me, how did that, high school graduation to be clear, how did that happen? So, I don't want this pen. I had another one pulled out, this one right here. So that's a thing that's happening. People are getting old, and like whole decades are passing, but I don't understand how it's been 10 years. So wedding anniversary, and then I think it's on the 4th is the 3rd. Our youngest cat hero, she will be 5 on the 3rd. Hero, oops, that's a funny way to do an H. Heroes B-Day. And we're not doing anything for the cat either, but it's just interesting. I like to mark time that way. I don't know how I'm going to do that because this is supposed to be days off, but I don't think I'm doing my Mondays off this month, only because I have a writing schedule I have to adhere to. And what appointments do I have already? Let me look at my month, my calendar. In July, that's August. So, what's the 10th? Okay. No, that's a Newfoundland holiday on the 10th. So on the 13th, I have the food meeting for my like food. How we're how are we going to solve food insecurity in the Cowichan Valley emergency food meeting? It's not really so much an emergency as in far like the thing that sprung it was COVID. Oh shoot, that's gonna get me delisted. The panini. And then on the 20th, I have dermatology, dermatology. This is this color. What are my shopping days? That would be the 7th shop and the 21st shop. And then life plan with me is even though this is Canada Day, I'm still going to do live plan with me next week. Um, live plan with me. Let's do this all the way down. Oh, I had enough ink in this pen, but I can. Ooh, okay, don't do that, Jules. If you heard that, but that was I have a shelf back here that's like you kind of construct it, but not really. I will have to take a picture of it one day. You know what? It's a mess right now, and I don't care that it's a chaotic mess, but let's do this. Let's let's show you what I'm looking at. Uh, so, this is what is in front of me. And this part right here just like slid because you can move so this can move around so like you can make them different widths and different configurations. Anyways, this side just like clunked over. I have to tidy this up a bit, but I've been in the middle of like just shoving stuff where it can go. Like it's an organized chaos for me, but that's what's in front of me if you're ever curious. And I still plan one day to do a video of this and my other storage cupboard because it's amazing how much stuff actually fits in here. So if you're ever curious about what I'm reaching to, now you know. I've got to change out my inks. Oh, come on. I just, like, did this. Oh, did I do it too tight? I bet it, no, I didn't. I was just turning the wrong one. Okay, so, there we go. Put this back. Actually, I'm going to put it here for now. Everything's falling down. My plan with, oh, forgot to have to take off that little piece. Put it somewhere where the dogs won't eat it. Get the ink flowing. Gosh, that's taking a minute. That's one thing I do not like about new pens. It's how, like, the ink is scratchy at first, even with the gel pens. Oh, I think we're almost there. There we go. It's flowing. Okay, live. Plan with me. So, what is going on with us over the last few weeks? We watched season 1 of The Diplomat on Netflix, and if you liked The West Wing, you will like The Diplomat. It's very good. It's very funny. It's very smart. We also watched Mae Martin's semi-autobiographical series, Feel Good. And it does not feel good. It's very raw and emotional, and it was a lot. It was difficult for me to business meetings are MG030. It was difficult for me as someone who has had a similar, I don't want to say because I didn't have drug addiction, but I had similar experiences with assault. We'll put it that way. And so that was really difficult to watch, but it was good. And I feel like I just screwed this up, but I didn't. Um, and then social media creation GG01. If you are going to watch Feel Good, I recommend you spend some time preparing, just for how raw and honest it is, but it was good. Um, and we started watching The Crowded Room. I think you already knew that. I think we talked about it last time, but I don't remember. And it is very good. I don't know why. Apparently, the critics are like, ooh, this is bad. Viewers like it. I don't pay attention to critics, so I don't know. But apparently, they don't like it. Okay, so deadline. My deadline color is 8. Um, 8. I just had you somewhere. I know I did. What else? That's 3. It's not 8. Here we go. Um, what else? There was something else that I wanted to, that we watched that was a movie. I don't remember. I don't remember. Okay, so manuscript. Oh, no. Manuscript due. Big exclamation points. Now I need, what do I have for labels? Because I want to put my current word count. Oh. I think I want to put my current word count here. And so I can do my final word count here. Yes. So, do I have like a piece of washi, something that I can write on that kind of makes it like have a little bit of a decorative something to it? What was it that we watched that I was so excited to tell you all about? And me asking over and over again is not going to like cause us all to remember. And I don't have, that's the really thing that I wish would be like on streaming platforms is like a recently watched menu. Because normally I write this stuff down in my planner when I'm watching every single night so I know. And so I can be like, oh yeah, I watched this thing and it's really, really good. But again, part of the falling out of my planners for the last few months and just feeling generally untethered, of course I have not been doing that. So I don't know. Everything's a blur. I think I have like another thing I have to balance. I think I still have like one or two more. Let's do this. Ooh, that's not a color I like. Um, One or two more like interviews and Q&As to do, recorded stuff for Crip Up the Kitchen. Yeah, I don't like that. I want to cover that up. Um, oh, word count. Yeah, I don't like that. How did I do this before? I know I had like a way of doing this before. I'm going to cover this up. Not a fan. Let's see if there's something in here I can cover it up with. Probably not. Oh, that actually, even though there's a bit sticking out underneath, the colors work. So I'll do this. I need my tweezers. I also have to add some stuff that, because I'm going to be on CBC Radio Monday. It's being recorded. I'm not quite sure when it's airing, but instead of being about, yeah, this is right, about Crip Up the Kitchen, that seems wrong, because the nose, I'm going to say it's this way, it's the right way up. But it's about pride and the state of pride on Vancouver Island, because the state of pride on Vancouver Island is not a really good one. That on Monday. I feel like there's something else I'm making. Oh, on last week, this past week on the 20th, I finished being on one advisory group, and I get to announce that project. I've been on working on like a big, huge human rights project since August of last year. It's been a long time, and I haven't talked about it except for putting the meetings in my calendar because I haven't been able to. And pretty soon, the results of that, the website is going to be published, and then I can talk about it. And but the funny thing is, Finish that, and then I'm like, okay, well, I'm in between advisory gigs, and like then that afternoon, without even much of an explanation, but with somebody who I like know and have worked with before in an advisory capacity, I've been invited to be on another advisory thing for like it's a 2 year advisory program having to do with disability and accessibility and creating like um, networks for for people to connect with on Vancouver Island. Solange is saying, I'm thinking about learning how to edit photos. Is Photoshop the best program, Adobe? So, no. Depending, okay, let me back up. If you are wanting to like edit, do minimal editing and having your images be real, like color correction, tone correction, you can still do things like spot removal or whatever. If you're not wanting to like fakeify your images, so to speak, then you want to use Lightroom. I mean, you want to learn how to use Lightroom. I rarely use Photoshop. The only time I use Photoshop is the odd time that I have to do composites, which is really rare in my type of food photography. Um, but Photoshop is, I mean, Lightroom is like color correction, um, and like adjusting. If you're shooting in RAW, first of all, shoot in RAW and then use Lightroom. If you are shooting not in RAW, if you're shooting in JPEG and you're wanting to do image manipulation, then you want to learn Photoshop. You kind of need to know a little bit of both. So I would do the Lightroom Photoshop package, but I would really I would my suggestion is to learn how to shoot in RAW and learn how to edit your photos from RAW, learning how to like bring out yes, Adobe Lightroom. Learning how to play with because when you shoot in RAW, it takes away all of the color. Yes, you did hear that right. It takes away all of the color saturation and the depth of the shadows. And then in Adobe Lightroom, you put back those shadows and the highlights and you like bring out the colors. It's kind of like developing your negatives. In this case, your negative is your raw file. Um, and that's what I use. And I only very, very rarely do I use um, Photoshop for my images. But you kind of need to know both. So get the Lightroom Photoshop like package is my suggestion, and learn that. People used to do that stuff in it was called Adobe Raw, but Adobe Raw has been kind of oh, this will work, has been, I don't want to say retired, but kind of sunsetted in favor of Lightroom. Ooh, that's too big. Maybe. Do I care? Yes, I do care. Because I am, but I can use it on this one. You're welcome. Oh, that's too big there too. Oh, Jules, why do you care so much? I could split it in half, maybe. Mm. Sorry, I'm having a real crisis here, trying to figure out how I'm going to put down my current word count and my previous word count in a way that isn't going to drive me bonkers because I don't like the way it looks. And I've kind of like, oh shoot. I wonder, no, I don't have any like big dot stickers. I do like this color though. And this is like my old writing color. So I think I'm just going to color this square in for this one. What kind of photography do you do, Solange? I'm curious. Or are you like do you specialize in anything, or do you like to dabble in a little bit of everything? If you dabble, what is your favorite word count? I'm just doing it this way. Okay, so my current word count is 32,625. And then down here, how am I going to do this? I think I'm going to do this. This doesn't make a lot of sense, maybe, to anyone but me. What color do I want? I want to do this, maybe. No, you're a beginner. Okay. What are you interested in learning then? Do you have anything like do you have what appeals to you in photography? What genres? I think this will work. Yes. I like this. Solange is saying that they took pictures with their mobile phone, but thinking of buying a camera. Ooh, okay. Leisure interest only when I'm out in nature. Okay. So then for a camera, you will want to buy, doesn't really matter so much. Um, you will want to buy a mirrorless camera only because a lot of camera makers are moving away from mirror, and Canon, which is my cameras are Canon. Canon is stopping making like lenses, period, for not like they're retiring making anything, but they're focusing on mirrorless. And Sony and the other ones are about to go that way. Um, so as for final, as for full frame versus crop sensor. So a crop sensor is basically cuts part of the image. So if you have, as an example, a 60 millimeter lens attached to your crop sensor, it's going to act like a 100 millimeter lens. And if you're doing landscapes, you want to have a big, huge field of vision. So you would want to be shooting with like a 35 millimeter lens or below. So if you're going with a crop sensor with a 35 millimeter lens, it is going to behave more like a 55, 60 millimeter lens. So you need to go like below a 35 millimeter lens, somewhere around 15 millimeters, 20 millimeters. The problem with that is when you go below 35 millimeters, the image, like depending on your lens, there's like a bowing effect or a fisheye effect. And things kind of will look like they're sliding out of the frame. So in your case, you probably want to buy a full sensor instead of a crop sensor, just so that when you have the kit lens and starting off with your kit lens, your 35 millimeters is going to behave like a 35 millimeter lens. If you were doing other things like portraiture or food, where it's like food photography is actually like portrait photography, then you can shoot with a crop sensor and no one's going to know. Sounds like you need to take a course. No. Do you know what I would suggest? There is, I mean, it is a course, but it's really inexpensive. Um, what is it called? And they have like it's a subscription. Give me a minute. It's a subscription, and you can take all type of online for like really cheap, and you can like they have really good instructors teaching you about all this stuff. Um, Not the great courses. Something courses. Let me Google this. Courses online photography. It's and they during the Panini they oh shoot. Creative Live, that's what it is. So you want creativelive.com and you can pay per course, but their subscription. You can do like all of their courses. Let me see how much it is. All classes. No, here we go. Subscription. Yeah, so $13 a month. Um, Build month, $15 a month if you build monthly. And this is American US dollars. So I think the euro is better than the US dollar, so I think it would be actually cheaper for you. I'm not quite sure what the exchange rate is right now, but if you are going to creativelive.com, I highly, highly recommend, and they have all types of photography there. So, and you can like learning about the different cameras, learning about like all the stuff you need to learn, and you can cancel your subscription at any time and you can figure out what you like. And they also have like advice for your getting your first camera. And it's basically what I just said. Get full frame if you're wanting to do landscape. And you don't need to, you can find used ones for like $500. This is US dollars, so I'm not quite sure what it is, euros. But you can start off, and all you need is like the lens that you don't need any good lenses when you're first starting out, and just play. And then yeah, that is my suggestion. Okay, so now I need to figure out my writing schedule. So we're gonna do this is week one. Put this on. But a lot of learning photography is like learning about the theory and then practice, 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 practice. Week one, I need to write chapter 0, and then edit chapter 1, um, edit chapter 15, finish chapter 16. So that's day 1, day 2, day 3. Writing a chapter a day for 3 weeks is my writing goal, and that may seem extra to a lot of people, but I'm a plotter to the extreme. I already have my out and I also write everything in my head, like the entirety of something before I type it out. So my book is finished in my head. I just need to now get it into a format that my agent can read. So let me hold on. This is day 1, day 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So please don't run out of space, right? Oh, I got down here. Right, chapter 18 and right, chapter 19. And then week 2 is right, chapter 20. Now, normally, for those of you who have been here for a minute, you know that normally I don't do deadlines these ways. And it's basically I check in with my body and then I figure out what I'm doing. I know for the week of July, my only, aside from some meetings, I'm booking myself off completely from clients, except for I have a design project that I need to work on. But that's really easy to fit into this. I'm almost done that. But I'm not taking on any new client work for July. And the only thing I'm doing in July is write. And I've given myself enough leeway here that if I don't finish a chapter a day, my chapter is about 2,000 words, then I have room. And I mean, if I'm gonna be a week or so late, I just have to tell my agent I'm falling a bit behind. Um, Here's what I have so far, and by the time you're finished reading this, I will have the rest done. Solange is saying it's on several pages in Sweden that it is considered that the mobile phone should be enough, and then have a good editing program. Any thoughts on that? Sorry for asking a lot of questions so you can get how you're planning. No, no, no. These are all good. I'm more than happy to answer them, whether it's a planning question or a writing question or a photography question. I am happy to answer any of it. So, you can do enough on your phone. Phones these days are really, really good. It depends on the phone. Some of our phones are better than others. I have a Samsung S23 Ultra. It has a 200 megapixel camera on it. It is like really, really good. And using your phone is a great way for learning how to do photography. And there is Adobe Lightroom. Like you still have to buy the subscription, but there is like you can shoot via Lightroom and do all the editing via Lightroom on your phone, and whatever you do on your phone syncs to the desktop application because it's a web application. So you can do that. And using your phone, you have an iPhone 12 mini. Yeah, you have enough to get started. You can still learn about light, you can still learn about composition, you can still I'm not quite sure about shooting in RAW. I know on my phone I can shoot in RAW, and you want to set your phone to shoot for RAW. I don't know if the iPhone can do that. Um, so look into that. You can learn all the basics. As a problem, and it's not really a problem because most people can't tell the difference. I, as a professional photographer, can tell when something has been shot on a phone versus when something has been shot on a camera. Only because when you're shooting on a phone, and it doesn't matter how good the phone sensor is, if you're shooting on a phone and the angle isn't like completely either like if you're doing a flat lay, so if the phone isn't completely parallel to the plane of surface of your subject, it looks like objects are sliding out of the frame. There's just something about the way phone sensors are that things look like they're falling out of the frame if you're not completely parallel to the subject. Most people can't tell this. You have to have a trained eye for this. Um, And you cannot, there's still some limitations when it comes to editing your photos on your phone versus ones that are shot with a camera. Again, that has to do with whether or not your camera shoots in RAW, what type of RAW file, like the technology of the RAW. Like Adobe RAW is different than the type of like the data that gets stored in a RAW phone on here. It's different versus the data that's in the RAW file from when I shoot on um, my Canon cameras. So they're different. You can still do some amazing if all you're doing is um, like what's the amateur, and I don't want to say amateur as in poor quality, but you're not doing it as a profession, then absolutely stick with your phone, learn composition there. Creative Live has some great, again, photography courses on your phone because, again, it's all like you still have to frame things a little bit differently. Um, the colors, like, there's some differences, but can you take good photos on your phone? Absolutely, 100%. And now, like, the sensors are getting good enough where you can do even some decent, like if you wanted to blow it up into a big, huge image to hang on your wall, the sensors are now decent enough where you can do that, and it's not grainy. Because even with, say, your phone says it's like 30 megapixels, um, then chapter 27, there's still some grain issues, especially in low light. They behave differently. Even with like the newer cameras that are like we do night photography, well, it's still pretty grainy. There's noise issues. The way that the camera fills in missing information with its like artificial with its machine learning, it kind of does some weird things sometimes. I've shot my I have a dark gray cat, and I've done some low light photography with him on my new phone. And the way, and there's like, I know just from my own experiences that there was some lost data in like the dark tones of its fur, and the way that the camera like filled in those gaps was you could tell that it was artificially created with the phone's intelligence rather than something actual that the camera sensed and captured, if that makes sense. um, and then week 4, re-examine, re-examine. That doesn't seem like a right word. Could be wrong. I don't know. Re-examine and 15 um, to 23. And that's like a move to 23. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, so 1, 2, 3. Oh, I gotta fit in. Oh, that's week 3. Oh, oh, well, you're welcome. And then week 4. Um, week 4 copy edits. Some people may be thinking that 1 week only to do the edits of something, maybe a little like, Jules, you're only giving yourself a week, but I'm a get it right person. I edit as I go. A lot of people are like, "Ooh, you can't do that. You're supposed to just get it all down and worry about it later." But doing the revision process leads to actual physical pain in my head. And I do such a thorough job in my outlining process and like pre-planning process that like my book, as I said, is already written before I put it to the paper, and I don't have the plot holes. I write very tightly when I handed in my first 5 chapters to my agent to for them to decide whether or not we're greenlighting this book. Like they had no substantial edits. It was like there was a 2 little copy edits, but it was finished. Um, that might change. But anyways, the way that my writing process is that once I have it done, it's done. Anomic saying yes is working. They have to download it now, and they're gonna try it. Works with the iPhone, so the Lightroom works with your iPhone. Awesome. Yeah. So and there's also Photoshop Express. Um, so Adobe, I have in here. I have Adobe Express for yeah. So Photoshop Express and Lightroom is what you're going to want on your phone. So Solange is saying now they're happy. Thank you very much. You're welcome. I'm happy to help anytime. You have any other questions about photography, um, then please ask. Yeah, and just play. I mean, taking photos is the best. Like you have to learn some of the theory, but the actual taking of the photos is the way to learn. Oh, I get to do a Gantt chart now, friends. Okay. Oh, I'm so happy about this. Okay. I don't know if, see, don't know if I want to set up. Oh, I do. Okay, I'll do this. I'll do it afterwards, actually, these pages. I haven't watched any of these yet. Jesus. I'm so... Okay, maybe P-Mans. When did I restart my BP meds? I gotta break that down too. Gantt charts. Nope, I didn't use those ones in here. I think actually I need to move back into my Gantt charts here and overlay. Where are they? I'm not doing this project right now, as some of you know, and that's fine. Do I want to put it in here though? No, I don't. What I think I want to do, maybe, is is it in here? Where did I put it? Right here. My project calendar. Because for those who don't know, I think I can show it in here. So I set out like my timeline. I use the Gantt charts like a project planner in the biz part here. And then I especially keep track of this when I'm having to keep track of my work schedule for when I get like a writing grant from the Canada Council. So I have like I X off in these Gantt charts the tasks that I actually did. So these were all proofreading days, as an example. These were photography days. And because I had to account for how I spent my time when I was doing the final um, yeah, and then YA whip. That's when I started working on that as well. So I need to, and it just helps me account for how long does it take me to actually do things. And so when I'm doing estimates either for work or for like if I'm like telling an editor or my agent as an example how long I think I will be able to do something, I have a record of how much time it actually took me to do similar tasks. So, because I have a really bad habit of either overestimating how much time it's going to take me. It reminds me of that Star Trek episode with Scotty where he tells Geordi, you don't actually tell them how much time it's going to take you. You always tell them it's going to take you, like, say, 100 hours. And that way, when you finish in 10 hours, you look like a genius. Um, I, like Geordi, like to give realistic um, estimates of how long something's going to take me, wrong pen, and that way, when I am giving an estimate to somebody, it's realistic, and it also helps me realistically. Um, I also know from when I look back at the timeline in here that how quickly it took me to do the editing and photography and stuff for Crip Up the Kitchen. That nearly killed me. I still have, even though I did it within my spoons, within my budget, it was a lot for my brain. I managed it physically, mentally. I spent a little bit too much, and I'm still kind of between that and the 2 month long, like, or 5 weeks, 6 weeks, whatever it was, never ending press tour. I'm tired. My brain, like, I'm tired. I have a little bit of burnout, and I'm about to do that. So why a whip? I need to keep track of that here. Um, I can do dog food make. No, I can't do that yet. Can I? Yes, I can. Where's my pencil? Does that have lead in it? No, that's not the one that I want. Where is my mechanical pencil? It's like a yellow pencil. And the fact that it's not just right here, is that in another container, I wonder. What if I have it in here? Solange is saying that it works on food and sunsets. What a difference. The pictures become absolutely magical. Yes, they do. And there's a lot of presets as well that can help you with that. But it's really good um, to learn. Like, there's when you're doing Lightroom, there's like some filters that you can use to like automatically adjust the color values. It's really good that way. But it's also a good idea to learn, like, play with all the sliders, like the shadow sliders, um, to play with all those things, to see how, like, what happens when you lift the black slider or lower it. Move things around. There it is. So that you understand what each of those things doing. So once you're comfortable with it, settle down, Archer. Once you're comfortable with it, you can create your own personal style because it's how those colors, like how things are edited in Lightroom, that separates one photograph from another. Everybody can, like, work from the exact same image, and the outcome, the feeling of that image will be different from photographer to photographer based off of how they edit it in Lightroom. So I need to put my dog food making days. This is Let me go to. I'm not quite sure. Yes, I do. I just want to think. Hmm, hold on. Today, what day is it today? Today is the 24th, Saturday. On Friday. Um, so Monday we'll be doing dog food. Friday, Sunday. So this will be dog food. And then the D, D. Normally this is for when I'm doing like recipe um, development. I need to know what days we're also doing dog food just because the kitchen explodes. Oh, my injection days. I have to do that as well. So I keep track of like medication starts and stops in this, personal stuff, as well as the projects. Um, I am looking for monthly. Okay, I started my biologic on the 18th. Dose 3. I'm on my loading 5 weeks. 2 injections in the stomach every single Sunday. It is not fun. And then my other injections, right leg, left, right, left, right, left. Okay. And then, yeah, so YA whip. Let's set up lots of time. Let's go to the daily. Oh, this month's goals: recover and recenter. I think I've recentered. I think I managed that goal just fine. I'm not sure that I have recovered. Um, but I have to do more PR, yes. And I still have a little bit more. No spend and staycation. My staycation has been a little bit interrupted. Oh, I didn't do a word for June. Oh, that was a mistake. Okay. So this month's, I know I'm like hopping all over the place. I do plan to get back to this insert in a minute. This month's goals, themes. I'm going to come back to that. Things I have to do. Finish. I'm going to name it Chasing Cars. Oh, wait, I spelled fin. Oh, I'm forgetting how to spell today. Finish. That's fine. Chasing Cars. Things I want to do. I don't know what I want to do in July, like outside of my obligations. Well, I still am doing a no spend. Things I want to do. Um, what should my word for July be? Words for this. But I need to go. Let me look back at some of these. Be present and grounded. Um, Set up cooking project. Get back into my planners. That was my goal for April is to get back in my planners, and I still that's what will be because I have to. If I fall out of my planners this month, as I've said before, I am just so untethered and discombobulated when I'm not looking in my planner. Even though I have like a schedule on my phone, I still have a schedule, but for some reason, it needs to be in physical form. Otherwise, I don't feel like I am attached to this planet, and I just feel completely lost. Not everyone, like, I don't understand people who can survive on electronic planning alone. So, my goal for this month is to get back into my planner. Get back into planners. Word for this month. What words have I not used? Reconnect. No. Oh, I didn't even set up March. Wow. Or February. Holy smokes. What about January? No, wow. Like, I really have not been good. I mean, I don't want to say it that way because there's no, I mean, life happens and I've had a lot happen. Having your publishing a book is a lot. Um, so word for this month is what's a good single word for not beating yourself up? For like being gentle to yourself. Um, I like single words. Like, yeah, like I need to be gentle to myself. I wonder if synonyms will help me. Single word to mean be gentle. Nope, not like affable or compassionate. To self. Come on. No, not like warm, generous, kind. No. See, that's the problem with like thesauruses and synonym finders and whatever. It's not what I mean. Um, I wonder if I go back in here. There's a word in here that will help me. And where's my first daily? So January, creativity, rejoice. Why was I oh, that's right, because I was like doing my proofreading at this point. Oh Lord, what was August? I didn't have one for August. Interesting. Mm, refresh. Unconstrained. Why did I pick that word? That is interesting. Reflect. Um. Hmm. Um. I don't want self-care. That's not what I'm talking about. It's like not beating yourself up. I'm gonna finish writing the rest of these out while I think about that. What I was able to do, what I couldn't do, what I did, what, oh, that was, no, what I reflected on. I'm gonna do self-compassion. I'm just gonna have it be two words. Self-compassion. Um, People I met. I need to fill that in for me because I met a lot of people at my book launch. Where I went, what I bought. I don't remember if I told you all or not because I have been. There was 2 weeks this month where I had to cancel my stream because of a migraine. But did I tell you all that I earned out on my advance, which is a big deal? I need to. And when did I learn that? I learned that sometime in June. I need to put this Um, so biologic approved May book launch, and I have to put all of my like media stuff in here. Book launch. Um, yeah, but I earned out. That's a big deal. Earned out, and then manuscript, chasing cars, greenlit. That's a big deal. So, yeah, that's a big deal. Um, so that's set up. I should now do this so that it makes sense why I pulled it out. Normally, what this is for is like I put what I'm cooking. Oh, why do I have? Oh, okay. That was an exercise thing. Normally, I put like my cooking and recipe development schedule or anything else that I'm working on. My last time I used this was in January. I'm not even going to bother like filling in the empty months. I'm just gonna go right to July because that's the one things that I love about the traveler's inserts like this, like the blank ones, is that you can. Oh wait, yeah, it's 2023. Is that you can skip months, and it's not a waste of anything. So February, or I mean not February, August. I have to Monday starts. Let's just do it like this so I know. Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, so normally I have a 4-day work week. Wednesday. I didn't get one in July. I don't even think I got one in May. Let me look. No, I didn't. I got some, but there were still some days. Um, I will get them starting again in August. I think that's part of the reason I'm so burnt out as well, is because I have not been getting my 4-day work week. And I'm way more productive when I have a 4-day work week. Okay, so the first is Saturday. 3, 8. And I'm just putting this here so that when I go to like do my weekly, fill everything in, like my what I have to do this week and my priority for the week, I have already the stuff written down so that I'm not guessing, I'm not forgetting anything. It helps to have it in a separate project planner. 23, 24. This doesn't seem right. 19. Oh, yeah, it isn't. Yeah, 20, 21, 22, 23, 4, 29. There we go. And 31. So, on the third, I think I want to get a separate color pen for this. Let's get this red person and see if see. Oh, I need to get my tabs in the mail. Wrong place. Here we go. So on Monday, I need to do chapter 0 and edit chapter 1. It's just like 2 sentences or 3 sentences that I have to change in chapter 1 because I need to do chapter before it. No, I write in chronological order, and my agent made a suggestion that works for me, and so to change my chapter 1, then I have to, so that I'm not introducing plot holes, there's a couple sentences that I have to change, and a whole paragraph that I have to change in chapter 1 for it all to make sense and not um, like create problems in the story that are more difficult to fix later. So I have to edit chapter 15. There's a couple new paragraphs I need to add in there just because I'm thinking that chapter 15 I might actually split and do the last half of chapter 15 later on. And even if I don't split it, the extra paragraph or two that I'm going to be adding in chapter 15 um, makes sense. Either it will make sense no matter what I decide to do in the end when I'm in that last week of editing. It sets it up and it just will work either way. And then finish, I'm like halfway finished chapter 16. And then, so 17, 18, so chapter 23 is when things are going to get difficult emotionally. I mean, this whole, but I know that chapter 23 is going to be difficult. I get very, I don't have images in my head. I have aphantasia, but I have somatic memory. And so I feel things a lot, a lot, a lot. And because I do not see images in my head, I have to, when I'm writing, I write until something feels a specific, like how I want it to feel. It's not how it looks. It's not how, it's how does it feel in my body. I I plot things out as if I am staging a play. Um, and sometimes people will say like this will read not to my writing, but a downside, like a pitfall that kind of happens with the way that I approach writing a scene is because I can't like think about the scene and then see the images. I have to like actually move the characters around on the scene as if they were on a stage. A lot of time when writers kind of do it similarly, um, a criticism is like this reads like a screenplay, and then re-examine. Doesn't examine. Doesn't seem right. 20 end of 15, move to 23, and that's going to go all the way to here, these 2 days, and then this weekend's final copy edits. Final edits. And then submit, or yeah, submit. So that is how my schedule is going to look. It's about 2,000-ish words a day. These days will be a little, well, this day will be about 2,000, but this I have um like 17,000 words already done of chapter 16. So that's going to be, I have to reread it and get back into that space. Normally, I do not, like, once I start a chapter, I cannot stop writing until I'm done writing it because I have a hard time getting back into that voice and back into that space. I know some writers whose um, advice is to never finish a chapter because it's like they think that starting the chapter is the most difficult part. And so if you never finish a chapter, like if you stop like halfway through or even like a couple paragraphs beforehand, you're not starting. You're just jumping right back in. My problem isn't starting. My problem is resuming when I have been out of it for too long. And like the last time was like November of last year. I haven't looked at it because I needed to put a pin in it until I got the feedback. Writing is slow. November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, 7 months. It's been 7 months. It's been sitting with my agent for a lot of reasons. They're normally not that far backlogged, but they got ill. So they they fell behind, which is fine. Um, but also my project will be very quick to finish. Oh, Hero's birthday. I gotta do some decorating now, and I have to. Yes, this is personal. I think. Let's do some decorating. I have some other things. Actually, I can do that decorating later. Let's set these beginning pages up. So, um, where is my? Is this like 15? That's 25. These all 25. It's 35. 35. Is it in here maybe? There we go. Nope. Here it is. 15. So. Here we go. Nope, wrong side. Personal wants to buy. And then list of TV to watch. I really need to use this. Because I put things on, and I've said this before, and I still haven't done it. I put things on various like streaming platforms wish lists, and then I'm never, when it comes time to like pick something to watch, I don't know where to look. And it's like, it's just too much. And I never have an idea of what's next. Where if I had it written down, I would just be able to look and be like, oh, this is what's next. And really, I don't have. Okay, that was easier than I thought it would be. So we do have some time to do some decorating. Let's put this away. Yeah, so it goes in here. No, this doesn't go here. I'm having a moment where I'm like, where do I put stuff? Okay. And, oh, I have to do my stickers. No, I will do that later, I think. So I want to do some decorating in here. Do I have any, like, oops, come on. Okay, this is stuck now. That's why. These writing. Oh, I want to look at these and maybe these. I have a deadline. That was, I'm going to turn that upside down. I was getting stuck. I still do it. Let's see. Take this. Yep, it got stuck again. What the heck and heck? I'm going to move. Oh, no, it just came off. That's fine. Let's do what's in here. Oh. Typewriter is something that is in a book. These are all things that are relevant. And so is this pen. And I think, no, that's not enough room. Or do I want to put this here? Oh, no, that's going to cover that. That's unfortunate. I didn't think about that. Oh, I need to make a note to close booking calendar. Have a calendar on my business website where people can book themselves discovery meetings, and I have to close that and say that I am booked up for the month of July. Anything in here that I can use? I think these are like the wrong, yeah. This would be good if I was doing other things. Not the vibe I'm going for. I do actually. Okay, let me put these stickers down so I can get wasn't here. I need to get a kitty sticker, cat sticker for Hero's birthday, and then a sticker for my wedding anniversary. Stick. Oh, that was a mistake. Don't want to cover up the Friday. Not thinking there. Gentle. Sometimes I pull to forcefully and rip up the paper with it. Yeah, that can go over the 20th. That's fine. And then I wonder if I have any cat stickers in here. Probably not. I might. I think they're in my other one. Dogs and pigs. Maybe there's a cat sticker. Oh, but they're too big. Oh, those are hamsters. These are cats, but I think some of them are small enough. No, I don't know why those cats are with food. That makes no sense. I need to grab from a different book. I don't think they're in this one. I think they're in... Not this one. No, that's not what I want. There we go. Little cat. Those are dogs. Their little paw. I think that might work. Nope, that's going to cover it. Smaller. Oh, I did not even think about that. Those are little kitties. Will one of these fit? That one will. This little fits. And then my anniversary birthday celebration ones. I think we'll do this for this. We'll add stickers for the other meetings later because we are running out of time. I would like to thank everybody who listened today. I would like to thank everybody who is watching this on replay. It was great to talk with you, Solange. Thank you for dropping in, and thank you for asking your photography questions. I will be back, barring a migraine or other health thing, next Saturday at 1 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. British Daylight Time to do this all over again, except for next week I'll be planning my week. It will be Canada Day, which is Canada's birthday, so I'll be planning this first writing week in my Jibun Techo biz. I hope everybody has a great week. I hope you are enjoying it's really hot here, but enjoying the temperatures as best you can in this heat wave if you're having one. You take care as well, Solange, and if for whatever reason I have to cancel, then again I will post a message about it in the community tab on my channel. So yeah, everyone have a great and fantastic week until next time. Bye.